Today we're going to be covering the safety drills. This includes the safety inspection, search firelock, secure firelock, and fixing and unfixing bayonets. Let's get right to it, the safety inspection. Some officers might give you a preparatory like prepare for safety inspection, but the real command is poise your firelocks, just as we did in the last video. So when the command is given, reach over with your right hand and grab the wrist of the musket, raise it up perpendicular to your face, and karate chop it above the spring. The safety officer will check the cock, how it grips the flint's edge, the hammer, the flash guard, and the trigger, and just in general, making sure that nothing is loose or wobbly. They will also probably check your canteen to make sure it's full of water, and your cartridge box. Make sure you're not that guy that doesn't have a full box. You'll then be instructed to return to the shoulder and await the next command. The next command is search your firelocks. This is a move to ensure that your musket is safe to fire. You will run your ramrod down the barrel and ping it to show that there are no obstructions and that your barrel is clean. When your officer comes around, he will point to you and you will run the ramrod down. Don't throw it down the barrel, simply let it drop so that it can give out a nice metallic ping. Now for the actual steps. First you'll hear, search your firelocks. Reach over with your right hand and grab the wrist of your musket. Then, quit the butt of the musket with your left hand and reach up and grab the musket by the swell. Release the musket with your right hand and let it fall down to the extent of your left arm. At the same time, reach up with your right hand and grasp the ramrod. Pull the ramrod out, flip it around, and run it down the barrel of your musket. Leave about 6 inches of the ramrod sticking out and wait for the officer's command. The safety officer will walk down the line and point at each man individually. When it's your turn, release the ramrod with just a tiny bit of force to create a nice metallic ping. Wait for any feedback from the officer. If there is none, return the rammer to where it is stored. You'll note that there has been no command other than the very first one. All of this is automatic besides being pointed out when to ping your musket. However, I have some good news, you aimless private. You will finally get another order. You'll notice that Joe here has the ramrod a few inches out. He has the end of the ramrod in between his ring and pinky finger. He keeps it like that so he doesn't blow off any of his fingers. When the safety review is complete, the officer will say, return rammers. Click the ramrod back into its fully stored position and push the musket back into your shoulder with a bladed hand. You'll then hear the command, shoulder your firelocks. Return your musket to the shoulder. That is search your firelocks. Up next, we have secure your firelocks. This is where you open your pan, cast about your musket, and dump any powder residue out at the end of a battle. It's imperative that you don't confuse this with search your firelocks. A helpful tip, perhaps, is that you want to search for your musket before a battle, and you want to secure it afterwards. So the command will be secure your firelocks. Open your pan and reach over and grab the wrist of your musket. Then, quit the butt of the musket with your left hand and reach up to the swell. Release the musket wrist with your right hand and cast the musket around so that the stock is firmly under your armpit and that the muzzle is faced towards the ground. You can give it a small shake, but a real tap 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 is a reenactorism. The last bits of powder should now be out of your musket. You'll then hear the command, shoulder your firelocks. Swing the musket back up into your shoulder, reaching over with your right hand to grab the wrist of the musket, and then place your left hand on the stock as it was before. Then, reach over and shut your pan. That is secure your firelocks. Up next, we have a fun one. Fix your bayonets. This is a move that separates the boys from the men, the juniors from the veterans, the greens from the grizzled. You need to know this maneuver well. You do not want to be the one fumbling for your bayonet or the last one to get it fixed, because everyone else will be waiting on you. Allow me to explain. You'll hear the command, fix your bayonets. Take your right hand and reach over and grab the wrist of the musket as you've done many times before. Your left hand should reach up and grab the swell of the musket just as you've done many times before. Release the musket wrist with your right hand and let the musket fall to the extent of your left arm. Then use your right hand and reach into your jacket for your bayonet. Fix the bayonet to the end of your musket. Now hold on, hold on! This is the difficult part that I was talking about. You need to slide the bayonet onto the sight exactly as shown. However, you won't be able to see this part as this will be facing away from you, so you have to go by feel. So here's the correct view with the ramrod towards you. A helpful hint is to look at your bayonet as if it is a mirror, like you're looking straight at the flat. Then, once it's on the musket, turn it to the left and you'll feel it naturally click into place. And there you have it. You'll do it like a master now. Once the bayonet is fixed, keep the musket where it is and blade your hand against the bayonet. Look to the right down the line towards your corporal and wait for him to call, "In!" He will do so once everyone has their bayonet fixed. When you hear that command, push the muzzle into your shoulder so that your musket is now perfectly vertical along your body. Keep your hand where it is until you hear the next command, "Shoulder your arms." It is now arms because the bayonet is fixed to your firelock. When you hear that command, lift the musket up with your left hand, reach over with your right hand and grab the wrist of your musket, stabilizing the musket, and then reach down with your left hand to grab the butt of the musket, and you're now back at the shoulder. Now we have charge your bayonets. Reach over with your right hand and grab the wrist of the musket. Let the musket fall across your body with the bayonet pointing out. At the same time, a lot of guys like to yell, "Huzzah!" Our final command of this video is unfix your bayonets, where you unfix your bayonet. Note that it's the same as fixing your bayonets, where once the bayonet is unfixed, you blade your hand and you wait for the corporal's command to go in. So once more from the top, when you hear the command, reach over with your right hand and grab the wrist of the musket. At the same time, reach up with your left hand, grab the swell of the musket, and let the musket fall to the extension of your arm, making sure the butt of the musket does not touch the ground. Unfix your bayonet by turning it to the right, return it to its sheath, then look down the line and wait for the command from your corporal, "In." Couch the musket back into your shoulder, and then wait for the command, "Shoulder your firelocks." Return it to the shoulder. And there you have it. You've done it again. You've mastered more of the drills that we need to know for the 1764 manual. I hope that you'll accept that by putting the bayonets in here too, it's not necessarily only safety, but it has safety in mind. Thanks for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And as always, the drill videos follow this, where the videos are flipped so that you can follow along and do the drills yourself. Poise your firelocks. Search your firelocks. Ping. All right. Return rammers. Shoulder your firelocks. Secure your firelock. Shoulder your firelock. Fix your bayonets. In. Shoulder your arms. Charge your bayonets. Huzzah! Unfix your bayonets. In. Shoulder your firelocks.